So this is the absolute first video on this channel. For those of you who don't know me, for a bit of context, I run a content agency called Fuse Creative, where we help founders and small and medium enterprises scale their content operations mainly organically. So we create them a content strategy, we optimize their content, we plan their content, we create their content. And we do all this because we believe organic content is one of the strongest ways you can build trust and raise awareness around your brand, around yourself, and so on. So in this video, I'm going to talk about one of the biggest issues that I see with almost every one of our clients, especially founders. So imagine you're a founder, you probably have all these things to do. You have to go take meetings, you have to raise money, you have to, manage your team, things, you get the point, you have to run the company. If you still want to create content as a founder, while you have to do all these sorts of things, it can get very, very hard to actually make the time to sit down and to record content yourself, because your schedule's so full all the time. So there's a really straightforward, but most people actually don't know about it, but it's a really straightforward way to go ahead and fix this issue, which is called content repurposing or content multiplication. We use it with all of our clients, and so this fixes the issue of you not having tons of time to record content. So I'm going to explain very shortly what it is, and then I'm going to go ahead and deep dive into how you can actually do it. So content repurposing is the art or act of going ahead and recording footage for, let's say, 60 to 90 minutes, and then taking that footage and then being able to turn it into over a week's or 2 weeks or 3 weeks worth of content. Most founders, unfortunately, aren't really up to date with most content practices, and most of them are still stuck in like 2015 strategies. And what they often do is they record a video for LinkedIn, then they go and record a video for TikTok, then they go and record a video for YouTube, which is great, but it takes up a hell of a lot of time. So when creating content, you have two choices: either this option that I just explained, where you go and record content for every platform separately, or option two, which is going ahead and recording for 90 minutes and strategically turning that footage into weeks worth of content. So this is how the content repurposing system that we created works. You take a 90-minute time block, and 30 minutes of those 90 minutes you spend planning your content. You identify your ideal customer profile, you go ahead and come up with different video ideas, then you select one, then you create a bullet point script on what you actually want to talk about so you don't lose the point during the video, and then you take those remaining 60 minutes and you actually record the video sitting down or in front of your computer, whatever. And when you do this, 60 minutes worth of footage is going to turn into 20-25 clips. It's going to, obviously turn into one long form YouTube video. It's going to turn into 10 LinkedIn posts. It's going to turn into 10 Twitter posts. It's going to turn into Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, TikTok videos, and also email newsletters. And you save yourself probably more than 10 to 15 hours. So the first phase obviously is the recording, which I have already mentioned. And so most founders and most people actually have this weird concept and weird idea of, oh, I need perfect lighting, I need perfect camera quality, I need to look good. But the truth is, it's not really about the camera, it's not really about how you record it. It's actually about yourself, it's how you act in front of the camera. And that, I believe, is one of the most important things. You have to be confident, you have to know how to speak, you have to know how to communicate with your audience and speak to them. Not just speak to the camera, but actually speak to the people watching. And so once you've mastered that, you're going to be able to do great content anywhere, regardless of the location, of how your recording looks, and so on. Topics that usually work really good for founders is things like client problems that you've solved. This video is a great example for that. And then market insights that you've seen within your business model. And then trends you're seeing in your market. You can also talk about lessons from your mistakes, which is, I think, something extremely valuable. So next is the extraction phase, which is essentially when you go and take the 30 or 60 or 90 minute long footage that you've recorded and you break it up into valuable pieces. Obviously, it's going to make, one long form YouTube video, but you'll also have multiple clips. You'll also have multiple pieces of value, which you can turn into text-based posts as well. And so some really important things is once you've created the long form video is for you to freely cut it up and remove silences, remove dead spaces, to remove stutters, just to clean it up overall. So once you have the long form video cut up and it's all ready, here's how you're gonna go and turn it into clips. So to identify clip-worthy pieces of the footage, you're gonna go ahead and look for things that are controversial, for things that are really, really insightful, for things that, you know, even a personal story that might be interesting to your viewers, something that has this wow factor, and then also strong opinions or predictions or interesting data and insights. And obviously you're gonna go ahead and optimize them for different platforms. Instagram needs different editing, TikTok needs different editing, and YouTube Shorts also needs different editing and different types of content. So on Instagram, it's best to have content that connects with your audience really well and is really, really personal and has a lot of B-roll also. On TikTok, you can post clips, just raw clips with good editing, and they're probably going to do well. And on YouTube Shorts, I would go for something similar as to TikTok. And then the long form video, for it to be turned into text-based content, you're going to go ahead and take the transcript of the video and put it into your preferred large language model. And I'm also going to leave a script or prompt for that you can paste into your LLM, and it's going to help you turn the long form video into pieces of valuable text that you can then edit. You know, it's going to give you a draft. Obviously, you can go ahead and edit it. You can change it up a bit to your expectations, and then you can go ahead and also post that or schedule that on LinkedIn and Twitter. Then on Instagram, a really good content format also is carousels, which you can also prompt the AI to do. It's going to create you these static posts with valuable content, and it's mostly just going to be you having pictures and then pasting text onto, like, over it, with a story, like with a short story, an experience, an insight. And this content format has been doing extremely well on Instagram lately, even better than Reels sometimes. So let's get into an example. Let's say I've recorded a video on hiring strategists instead of editors. And so the main video is obviously going to be the topic that I just mentioned. And then you can create clips about on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram about editor versus strategist, about the opportunity cost that you face by hiring an editor instead of a strategist. And then you can do LinkedIn posts. Obviously you can make something along the lines of, most people hire editors, here's why we hire strategists, and so on. And then you can also write in your newsletter about it. And now all of a sudden, instead of you getting just 200 or 300 views and a few likes on that long form video that you posted, you can post all these other pieces of content and get well over 100,000 impressions easily. And then to grow your long form channel, you can also have every piece of content link back to your original long form YouTube video, have a pop-up notification, or you can mention it, or you can have some text over the video mentioning the long form video. And this is a great funnel that you can create, going from the short form video to the long form video, and then from the long form video to your newsletter, where you can actually go ahead and convert people. Now that I've explained this whole strategy, a few mistakes that you should focus on avoiding are, you know, having this perfectionist mindset about recording, which I've already spoke about. Just try to drop that and don't really focus on the quality of the video. Just speak. And you're gonna get valuable content. It doesn't really matter. As you move on, obviously the quality of your content is gonna get better, but it's important that you just start. And then also content without purpose. If you come up with a random topic like really quickly in 2 minutes, it's probably not gonna be valuable. It's not gonna do well. You actually have to think it through, because most people spend the majority of their time creating content recording it. But I think you should spend at least a third of your time creating the idea and thinking it through, rather than just recording the whole time. And then also, if you don't distribute your content consistently, and you do one TikTok video, you do 10 LinkedIn posts, and you do one long form video, it's not going to do well. You have to create a strategy for that also. You're going to have to set yourself targets for each platform and try to keep it each week. So the results you can expect from doing this strategy, you're probably in the first month going to feel your content flow and content workflow becoming much easier and much quicker. In the second month, you're going to see way more engagement. You're going to get way more leads. You're going to get way more trust from customers, and so on. So I've also created a text-based breakdown on this strategy. And if you want to get access to that and want to, you know, just take a look at the exact tools we use, the exact strategies, the exact workflows, the exact SOPs for you to be able to actually maximize this strategy, then go ahead and look at the description and you're going to see a link to a Notion page where you can read about it further. And then if you have any questions regarding this, feel free to drop a comment, and I'll be really happy to help you all out. So I'm going to wrap it up now. This is basically it. I hope you guys enjoyed it and found some value somewhere in the video. And yeah, I'm probably going to do every 2 weeks one of these on a different topic regarding content creation, hoping it helps out a few people. Thanks for watching.